So, welcome everybody to another episode of Autogefühl. Our test car tonight is a very special hatch, 360 horsepower strong, an A-Class, but a very special A-Class from Mercedes-Benz. It's the AMG version, dubbed the A45. And as we start with a design review from the outside, if you would just accompany me for a short walk around, very first impression is of a very low slung car. It sits very deep on the road, thanks also to these 19-inch alloys in black painted here, powder coated, and we have red calipers, which is a very typical feature for sports cars in general. And these tires are Dunlop 19-inch. They have very good all-around characteristics also in the rain. So they are factory fitted. You can have others, but this is the type of tires that comes out of the works. Walk around to the back side. We have here the designation of the car, clearly visible, A45 AMG. Again here, the rear bumper of course is very special, very powerful looking, with the two exhaust pipes here and these, well, it's a fake of course, air outlets. They pretend to let hot air out of the wheel arch, but it's just a fake. But people of course who buy this car like these features. By the way, the target group is 30 years to mid-40s, so I'm much too old for this car normally, but I can tell you can also have fun if you are older than 45 years old, definitely. So, walking to the front of the car, again here, Turbo AMG is a designation that signals you it's a 2-liter turbocharged engine. The same engine that is fitted to the CLA and the GLA AMG versions, and with 360 horsepower under the hood and 450 Newton meters of torque, it's at the moment the most powerful production 4-cylinder engine in the world. Amazing. The front end, also a lot of special detailing here. Very noticeable, this silver wing element here that leads from the central star of Untertürkheim to both sides. Very nice element. And then further down we have this spoiler lip here in black, and again additional air inlets, because of course this engine needs more air than a bread and butter power plant. The acceleration is 4.4 seconds from 4.6 seconds, sorry, from 0 to 100 kilometers. And another figure which impresses me very much, 17.1 seconds from 0 to 200 kilometers per hour. As we got a lot of requests from you, our listeners, that we should show you the engines of at least of these powerful cars, we do it today, and with much pleasure. So here it is. That's a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, and very special for AMG. We know that from Aston Martin or from Nissan GT-R. A plaque here which shows you the guy, the chief mechanic, the chief engineer who handcrafted this engine. In this case a guy called Michael Feast in German. So a lot of tubes here for the turbocharger here, heat shields that prevent the hood from overheating here. Very huge tubes here. So you see already, just from the sheer look, that it's a very powerful engine. And I can give you two figures which are really describing the whole performance of the car without having driven it. For example, the power to weight ratio of the car is 4.4 kilogram per HP, and this is, I mean, a tremendous figure, really in the upper class of the sports cars. And another figure which impresses me very much is the ratio between the horsepower and the cubic capacity, 181 HP per liter. Again here, top performance figure. As you would expect from this type of car, it has a four-wheel drive drivetrain. Normally, under normal circumstances, only the front wheels are driven. But if the system detects slip at the rear wheels or at all of the four wheels, a multi-plate clutch comes into action, and then the car becomes a four-wheel driven car. The everyday usability of this A45 is very good. I mean, if you want, you can drive the car to your normal shopping route in the city. The suspension, of course, is stiff. It has to be stiff, but it's not so stiff that you feel pain in your back. And although the seats offer you plenty of side support, they are also comfortably enough to give you good comfort at normal city car driving. Of course, the rear seats and the trunk, they are like in any other A-Class, so you can accommodate 4 passengers in the back, 2 other passengers in the back. No difference to a standard A-Class. So what are the main rivals then of this car? Well, we think it could be the BMW M135i and also the Golf GTI Performance, and maybe also the Audi TT RS. Of course, this is more a coupe, where this is a 4-door hatch. But as I say earlier, in terms of lap times at the Nürburgring and in terms of G-forces, the Audi TT RS is in a similar class than this A-Class A45 AMG. So the interior of the A-Class AMG A45 is very much designed in accordance to the powerful powertrain, so that means for extreme sporty driving. It starts with these beautifully bucket seats, where you can see this aluminum openings here in the seat back, very nice. And we have this carbon fiber surface on the dashboard, and the medium part of the dashboard running all across the dash from the passenger side to the driver's side. The 3 central air vents and also the 2 outer vents have red accents here. Anyway, the main theme, the color theme of the car is black and red. So we have the contrast red stitching here on the upper part of the instrument panel. We have a lot of red in the seats also. And what I particularly like is this very nice little jewel here, this gear shifter with the AMG badge here, which is also on the key, by the way. And also beautifully handcrafted are these pedal shifts here on the steering wheel. So, and the pedal shifts, I can tell you, very immediate response. Whenever you pull them, immediately the powertrain shows a reaction. So it's really a cockpit, a driver's cockpit that really wants fast driving styles. So it's, in a nutshell, it's a cockpit that really cries for fast driving, for sporty driving. And also we have red, by the way, red seat belts here, which is also a nice accent. Otherwise, the interior of the car is all in black. So all the covers of the pillars, A pillar, B pillar, and also the seating here, this is all in black, which is very typical for this type of vehicle. So cornering in that car is so much fun, because there's absolutely no body roll. The German car magazine, which is very famous for doing a supercar test at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, they did an 8-minute 10 lap with this A-Class AMG A45, and this is puts the car in the same league as an Audi TT RS and the Porsche Cayman S. So 8 minutes 10 seconds is a very fabulous time for this type of car. But I mean, no wonder, because this 2-liter turbocharged engine under the hood pumps out 360 brake horsepower and 450 Newton meter of torque. And as I said earlier, it's the first time AMG has treated a 4-cylinder engine. They've never done this before, and we can already tell you that this was worthwhile to do. Well, fuel consumption, of course, in this car is not an issue as in a standard A-Class, but when we look to the board computer here, we have a fuel consumption at the moment from 11.5 liters, but if you really drive hard, you can, of course, increase that to 13 to 14 liters per 100 kilometers. And the car also wants the premium super petrol called Super Plus, the most expensive fuel you can buy at the petrol station. As I say, first time A-Class AMG, and it's the same engine actually that they built into the CLA and into the GLA. Both the cars also, they have an AMG version available. Well, let's come to a conclusion after our short test with the AMG A45. I wonder if this is insane to do such a car. Are these people crazy, or is there any deeper sense behind it? Well, we come to the conclusion that there is a deeper sense behind such a car, because you can combine high performance, a lot of driving fun, with a quite high degree of drivability, normal usability for road users in normal traffic. If you want to go to the Nürburgring, you can have a lifetime experience. If you want just to drive it to your daily work or to the holiday home at the weekend at the sea, no problem as well. And we think it's, from an environmental point of view, this is of course not a green car, but it's maybe more reasonable to have such a 4-cylinder AMG than buying an 8-cylinder S-Class or a 6-cylinder E-Class by AMG. So in the end, it's I think it was a good job from AMG to do this, and it's worthwhile. They have done a pretty good job, and the price also, it starts below 50,000 euros, and of course this test car is equipped with some extras. It rises up to 70,000 euros, which is a lot of money. But again, the target group, 30 to 45 years, they will definitely have their fun, but as I said earlier, also elder guys will like it. So we expect your comments on the car. We are very anxious to hear what you think about this experiment by AMG, and well, stay loyal with Autogefühl. Speak to you, see you next time around.